So I hope you're all well and happy, calm, peaceful, also aware, mindful, conscientious, all of these good qualities of mind you have in abundance. So let's do some chanting. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Buddham saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Sangham saranam gacchami, Tadayampi Buddham saranam gacchami, Tadayampi Dhammam saranam gacchami, Tadayampi Sangham saranam gacchami. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Through the positive potential I create by practicing the 6 paramitas, may I soon attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Through the positive potential I create by practicing the 6 paramitas, may I soon attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Through the positive potential I create by practicing the 6 paramitas, may I soon attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May they be free from suffering and its causes. May they never be parted from the happiness beyond suffering. May they abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment to the near, and aversion from the far. I shall cause this great compassionate Buddha, please inspire me to be able to do so. Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every types of offerings, actual and mentally transformed. I confess all of my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in all the virtues of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until cyclic existence ends, and turn the wheel of Dharma for all sentient beings. I dedicate the virtues of myself and others to the great enlightenment. However innumerable all sentient beings are, I've had to save them all. However inexhaustible my delusions are, I've had to extinguish them all. However immeasurable the Dharma teachings are, I've had to master them all. However endless the Buddhist way is, I've had to follow it completely. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Tayata ungate gate parasamgate buddhisoham. Tayata ungate gate parasamgate buddhisoham. Tayata ungate gate parasamgate buddhisoham. So, very spring weather today, spring-like weather. Very sunny, I think about 23 degrees in Melbourne, and down here maybe 20, 21. And but with that comes the pollen. So excuse me for if I'm a bit nasally today. Clear my throat, things like that. Mum and I actually went out in the garden. I trimmed some branches and we cut them up and to stick them in the green bin, the green waste bin. We filled it. Or I should say, maybe I filled it mostly. Mum did, because she's a lot older than me, but Mum did help a little bit as well, cutting up some sort of smaller bits and things like that. But yeah, worked hard. And woken up this morning really blocked. So I'm gathering that that's the reason, the main reason. Okay, so, but that's all right. I'm still happy and smiling on the inside and smiling on the outside too. So let's do some meditation practice now. Actually, just prior to that, tonight, for Eastern Standard Time in Australia, it moves forward The clock moves forward an hour. So other countries, you have to adjust your mind first, adjust your clocks and whatever, your notes, calendars. Yeah, it's about 2 or 3 in the morning. It goes forward an hour to Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And what else is there? Today and next week, we'll finish up the conclusions on the commentary on Master Atisha's Heart Advice. We've almost finished them now, actually, but one more week there. And the following week, I thought that the meditations that we've been practicing, 3 of them always, but 5 of them, if you include the ones we occasionally do. So releasing the tension in the body. This can also be coupled, you could say, with Vipassana or penetrative insight meditation, as all of them can actually. And then Shamatha or calm abiding meditation, sort of the breath meditation, anapanasati, mindfulness of the breathing. And then, of course, the metta, bhavana, loving kindness meditation. Prior to that, we can do forgiveness meditation. Forgiveness kind of is part of, really, the metta meditation. And then, of course, tonglen, or the giving, taking, compassion meditation as well. So I thought the following week I'll actually speak about these, and we will actually practice them as well. And then we go into commentary on my long article, meditation and its benefits, getting to know your mind. And we'll go through that, we'll maybe have a couple of weeks introduction, and then we'll go through it just as we go through all of the other teachings as well. Okay. And there may be some spots where I'll utilize the 3 wisdom tools, but maybe that's later. In the beginning, like I said, introduction, and then we go through the different parts of the teaching. And so we will do that. And then after that, I don't know how long that will take, maybe a while. After that, I mentioned previously to you, we can look at the Zen teachings. They come in cartoon form. The name of the book is Zen Speaks, and the subtitle is Shouts of Nothingness. And so all of these teachings really good, okay? Maybe what I'll do is, do a couple of those per week and possibly take a picture of them, stick them up on Facebook so that you can have your own copy your own, or print your own copy. All right, so I thought I'd mention all that up front. Hopefully you're happy with my choices there, because they can always change, can't they? We can change our mind. We're allowed to, as long as we change it for the good. And now bring your mind inside your body. We will release the tension from the tips of the toes, up to your neck, down to the tips of your fingers, and then to the top of your head. So release whatever tension you may have around your feet and ankles, and lower legs and knees, upper legs, midsection, around your hips, glutes, groin, up the abdomen a little bit, your sides, lower back, to the center of your back, then up to your chest and under your arms and your upper back. To your neck and the shoulders, down to the tips of your fingers. And back to your neck, back of your head and sides of your head. And all around your face. Make sure you're not clenching your jaw or frowning. So release whatever tension you may have around your cheekbones, cheeks, chin and mouth, nose and sinuses and eyes and eye sockets, forehead and the crown of your head. And now scan your body from the bottom to the top very briefly again in case there's more tension that you can release. And now bring your focus initially to the tip of your nose and follow the feeling of the breath as you breathe in and out in your nose all the way into your lungs, then back out your nose again. You may notice as you breathe in that the air is quite cool on the back of your throat. You may also notice as you breathe out, as the air passes your throat, it's quite warm. And also as your lungs fill with the air, they expand. Your abdomen rises a little. And when you breathe out, the lungs compress, and therefore the abdomen drops a little. Breathing in, breathing out. You can also add the extra technique of counting your breaths from 1 to 10. 1 in breath and 1 out breath is 1, and so on. If you get distracted on the way to 10, go back to 1 at that time. So these extra points that I'm mentioning are there for us to bring to mind to help us keep focused on the breathing. So the object of the meditation is the breath. Breathing in and breathing out. If any mental agitation, distractions, such as thoughts and so on, arise, don't cling to them. Don't grasp at them. Also, don't try to force them away or deny them. But naturally and simply just let them go as you replace your mind back onto the breath. And if your mind becomes dull or sleepy, wake it up a bit by refocusing on your breath more brightly. This way, refocusing on the breath is the antidote for both the distracted mind as well as the dull mind. So let's practice like this in silence for a little bit. We can feel pleased with ourselves for engaging in the practice and rejoice in the rejoicing, etc. Now we can fill ourselves, first of all, with universal loving kindness, the feeling. And then we can bring to mind forgiveness and how good it is. Like I say, it's like putting down your mental baggage, whether that's forgiving others or whether that's being forgived yourself or forgiving yourself. So imagine that you are here, or you are here, of course, but you can imagine that you're in front of yourself, or just being here with yourself, of course, or looking in a mirror. You can be quite creative with these types of meditations. And imagine in your mind that you say to yourself something like, I am sorry, I apologize for not doing certain things that I should have done and for doing things that I shouldn't have done. Please forgive myself. And you think to yourself, yes, I do forgive myself for these things. Put down this mental baggage, and now I'm free to move forward in life freely, without worries. And then you can imagine someone in front of you that you may have brought some harm to in the past. And you can imagine that you say to them, I apologize for bringing you harm in the past. Please forgive me. And with a smiling face, they say to you, thank you for apologizing for the harm you brought to me in the past. Yes, I do forgive you. And you both say to each other at the same time, we are now free from worries and anxiety and so on. And now visualize someone in front of you that brought you harm in the past. And they say to you, I apologize for bringing you harm in the past. Please forgive me. And you say to them, very happy now, thank you for apologizing for the harm you brought to me in the past. Yes, I do forgive you. And then you both can think, we are now free to move forward in our lives with no worries, no anxiety, no mental baggage. So now visualize that you yourself are filled with the white light representing universal loving kindness. Have the thought, may I be happy? May I have the causes of happiness? May I be free from the causes of suffering and therefore free from suffering? May I be peaceful. Feel yourself with so much universal loving kindness that it now overflows and radiates outwards from your heart center and enters the heart centers of your loved ones, family and friends in front of you, filling them with the white light, universal loving kindness as well, and wishing that they have happiness, the causes of happiness, wish that they are free from suffering and free from the causes of suffering, and wish that they are peaceful. Now also include strangers and do likewise. And also enemies and also do likewise. Now we can radiate this love and kindness out further and further distance-wise. Initially around your immediate area, to all sentient beings now, not just humans. All of the sentient beings that live in the waters, live on the land, fly through the air, whether born from wombs, moisture, eggs, or through transformation. All sentient beings, whether weak or strong, great or small, short or tall, seen or unseen, near or distant, born or to be born. May they be happy, free from suffering, and be peaceful. And they radiate throughout your whole state or county to all the sentient beings therein. And all of the states and counties throughout your country. And all of the countries throughout the world. Those that you have an affinity towards, those that you're indifferent towards, as well as those that, for whatever reason, you may have some negative feelings about. And also have your loving kindness pervade throughout all of the oceans and other bodies of water, down to the core of the earth and to the outermost atmosphere. And beyond this planet alone, throughout the whole solar system and galaxy, and the universe, and throughout infinite space. Now, just for a moment, you can cease the visualization, and let's switch techniques to the Tonglen meditation, giving and taking meditation. And we'll use the technique of inhaling and exhaling. So as you inhale, the black smoke leaves the heart centers of all sentient beings in front of you and enters into your heart center and melts away, freeing them from their sufferings, mental afflictions, and so on, and freeing you from your ego, self-centeredness, ignorance. It melts away. Then as you exhale, you breathe out the white from your heart center, the white light, and it enters into the heart centers of all sentient beings in front of you, giving them all of your happiness and merits, goodness, all of your conditions on the path to enlightenment, the good conditions, as well as whatever you find pleasing, giving them happiness and the causes for enlightenment, as well as freeing yourself from attachment. So now we can do this visualization on the in-breath and the out-breath for a short period. Remember that all sentient beings experience suffering of different types and intensities until we're enlightened. So once again, we can rejoice in the practice and in our efforts to practice, our abilities to. And let's do the dedication prayer. Due to this merit, may I soon attain the enlightened state of the Buddha, so that I may be able to liberate all sentient beings from their suffering. May the precious body, Chitta, not yet born, rise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore. And may the precious view of Shunyata, not yet born, arise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore. And so we are continuing the conclusions. This, I think, is number 5 number 6 next week, and we will be finished then. So we're up to the part, a commentary on Master Atisha's teachings, up to the part that it corresponds to the 6 paramitas and perfections. I won't give much instruction right now because we had these recently. Okay, so you should remember them well. Last week we did cover the part that corresponds to generosity. So distracting enjoyments have no essence. Therefore, sincerely practice giving. So the giving of material aid, practice the giving of protection from fear, and also the giving of the Dharma, path to enlightenment. And anything good, okay? Good information too that helps living beings. Because even if it's something to do with, maybe you're good at mathematics, they are not, you can teach them something about mathematics because it has a lot to do with life, also has a lot to do with Dharma. It's one of the ways, the skillful methods that the Buddha used to help us to remember the teachings, even if it's just remembering them without understanding fully the meaning yet. 4 of this, 5 of that, 6 of that. Remember, we are practicing the 3 wisdom tools as well. So right now you're engaging in the wisdom of hearing. That was just a recap of how we finished up last week. So now we are on to the 2nd of the perfections. And Master Atisha says, always keep pure moral discipline, for it leads to beauty in this life and happiness hereafter. So practicing the morality of abstaining, or the discipline as well, of abstaining from any unwholesome actions of the body, speech, and mind. And also practicing the discipline of only engaging in wholesome activities of the body, speech, and mind. And the discipline of benefiting others. These 3 types of morality, or 3 types of discipline, if you like. So abstaining from anything negative or unwholesome with the body, engaging in the opposites, bringing the benefit. So avoiding killing, destroying life. Instead, save life, if possible, respect life, and so on. Avoiding stealing or taking what is not freely given. Instead, be generous and give in yourself. Abstaining from harmful sexual activity. Instead, engaging in, you could say, maybe a celibate lifestyle, but if it is your practice or your lifestyle to engage in the sexual activity, do it with care, do it with trust and confidence, and to bring benefit. Then also abstaining in speech that is harmful or unwholesome. So avoid lying, instead speak the truth. Avoid slandering, instead speak to unite. Avoid using harsh language, instead speak sweetly. And avoid gossip, instead speak meaningfully. Then also, related to the mind, then avoid having a covetous mind, always desiring this, that, the other. And instead, have a giving mind, an open mind, contented mind. And also avoid having harmful intentions, instead have goodwill, good intentions. And avoid basing all of your living on having the wrong views, and have the right view instead. A view that understands the 4 Noble Truths and the law of karma, the marks of existence, and so on. Okay? And bring benefit to others. Maintain the body, chitta, intention. And as you benefit others, you benefit yourself. As you benefit yourself, you benefit others, truly. So now engage in the wisdom tool of contemplation, even though you probably have covered that already a little bit, just for a short period. Now absorb your mind with this understanding, utilizing the wisdom tool of meditation. As mentioned, you should know this very well. And also I suggest that after class, you spend a little bit of time just going over these wisdom tools with these teachings again. So back to wisdom of hearing. Since hatred is rife in these impure times, don the armor of patience, free from anger. Patience is the antidote for anger and hatred and so on. The ultimate antidote, of course, is the perfection of wisdom. But we need to develop these other perfections to create the conditions so that we can eventually realize, penetrate the perfection of wisdom. So wisdom of contemplation, patient if being harmed, patient when experiencing difficulties, especially on the Dharma path, as we purify our mind, purify the karma. Be patient with the nature of reality, for we don't understand the deeper teachings yet fully. So now engage the wisdom tool of meditation. And now back to the wisdom of hearing. And we'll do the number 4, number 5, and number 6 of the 6 parameters all together now. Wisdom of hearing, you remain in samsara through the power of laziness. Therefore, ignite the fire of the effort of application. Since this human life is wasted by indulging in distractions, now is the time to practice concentration. And being under the influence of wrong views, you do not realize the ultimate nature of things. Therefore, investigate correct meanings. So now the wisdom of contemplation, and I'll help you out with that, a few words. So engage in the great effort to relinquish unwholesome thoughts, protect your mind from having them arise too, if they haven't arisen. Engage in only wholesome thoughts. And if they haven't arisen yet, have them arise. And practice with enthusiasm. Enthusiastic perseverance. Work to develop this concentration, this one-pointed concentration. So that your mind is clear, and you could say ripe, to realize the perfection of wisdom. Utilizing this wisdom tool of hearing, contemplation, and meditation. So now engage the meditation. Okay, back to the wisdom of hearing just for the last 2.5 minutes. I'll just go through all of them, the rest of them. There's only about 5, I think. And then a little bit of contemplation and meditation, okay, till the end of the class. So I'll say right now, I rejoice in your goodness and your practice and everything. And I rejoice as always, actually. And thank you for participating live and also the people that will participate later by viewing the video. I also rejoice in your goodness too. And yeah, look after your mind, look after your body. Friends, there is no happiness in this swamp of samsara. So move to the firm ground of liberation. Meditate according to the advice of your spiritual guide and dry up the river of samsaric suffering. You should consider this well because it is not just words from the mouth, but sincere advice from the heart. If you practice like this, you will delight me, and you will bring happiness to yourself and others. I, who am ignorant, request you to take the advice or take this advice to heart. And this is the advice that the holy being, Venerable Atisha, gave to Venerable Zhangshu. Okay, so hopefully you have already contemplated this and you can absorb your mind with this teaching. Samsara is full of suffering. It's unsatisfactory. So let's work to free ourselves, put these teachings into practice. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya.